Welcome back to our video series. The new video series will be about Jedox and AI. We at Consilix are taking a little bit of a different approach when it comes to AI, because typically the data that you have in Jedox or when working with Jedox is quite confidential, and therefore handing it over to a big I would say frontier model like something from OpenAI or from Anthropic is very risky, right? Because you don't know what happens with the data and what they do. So what we have done is we have set up our own on-prem LLM, and this enables us to really work on getting, first of all, our own ChatGPT that we can use for daily tasks such as emailing, but also having a way then to connect this with Jedox in order to have all the AI data transformation capabilities available in a secure environment. So what you've seen now on the screen is in the browser, and this is connected to our own infrastructure, so our on-prem LLM. And it's all using open source information or models available, and we have configured them to our needs. So for example, when I go up here, I can choose from different models that were generated, and they have been all configured by us. So we took, for example, the common open source models like Gemma from Google, and we have customized it, given it specific know-how and knowledge and skills that are required for us. So for example, we have one model called Ethereum, which is good at concepts and overall understanding, and we have CodeForge, for example, that can do a lot of code generation and is more specialized in that way. I will show you guys today what we have as capabilities from our system. So I can, for example, in here, just like in ChatGPT, enter any question I have. So for example, give me a Jedox data model for sales planning. And I can, of course, get an answer from it, just like you would with ChatGPT. You can see it's still thinking. So we can look at what he's thinking of. And it's currently generating a response. And here we go. This is the response we get. So overall, it has the same quality, I would say, as the normal ChatGPT. Not perhaps, I would say, currently the Claude top models are a little bit better. But what we are able to do is not just get a standard answer from it. We have some skills that we give it and integration. So what we can activate is web search or code interpreter. So if we have specific know-how that is responsible to our business, or we needed to access certain resources online, it can. This is all anonymized web search, by the way. If you have more questions about this, write a comment. But we also gave it a lot of notes, a lot of knowledge. So for example, we took a lot of documentation that we have from ourselves and attached it so we can give it Jedox know-how and basically ask for it to generate an answer and basically improve on the answer. So it's like basically giving an LLM a book that it can read to access data. And it's like when you have an open book exam in university, basically. And what it does is that you give it not just context and its training data, you give it additional data to go and fetch. So you can see that, so it will already looking for that. It will look for best practices, optimizing Jedox rules. So you see it took certain sources in, and now we'll fine tune what we have built previously. And all of these features, of course, you also have other things, but the fact that it's our own allows us to already give it our own information and our own established skill set. For example, necessary. So it already started looking at best practices to improve Lean Cube. Of course, making a Lean Cube is something we always talk about in workshops with clients, but the fact that we were able to have it improved based on documentation means that it is much more performing. And because it's all in our own infrastructure, we can also give it a lot of insights that you couldn't give to an open source model for data reason. Another huge advantage, of course, is the cost. So the infrastructure you pay once, and you don't have to pay a monthly fee per employee for the usage. And what is important, of course, is once you set it up, that you protect it from the outside. So this is completely on our own infrastructure, and we have protected it so from the outside it's unreachable unless you have a specific setup that I will not share in the internet now. Great. So this is something we can do, for example, add Jedox know-how, web search. We can also add notes, files, just the general, or we can give it other reference chats to use and rework. So the next few steps for us will be to improve on models, so improve the configuration. For now, we have 4. They reach from big ones like Ethereum and CodeForge to small ones like Mini that we can use, for example, for agents in our processes. And so these are our own, the purpose built for our requirements, which is a bit harder to do with the big frontier models. And also what we have in the next video, we will show then a connection from Jedox to the AI to see how, for example, it could crunch data and give you an insight into the data that you have in Jedox. Great. Hope you liked this first video in the new series. And if you have any questions concerning the setup, or I don't know, maybe you want to build this yourself, or so your company can also use a safe and cost-controlled AI, then hit us up. We definitely learned a lot in the process, and would be open to show you guys how something like this could be built up. Take care. Bye bye.